Hello, Chiquis.
Hello, and welcome to Chatty Amigas, a podcast where two friends approach everyday problems and find practical solutions.
We are your hosts. I'm Mafe.
And I'm Mela. And today we're actually going to discuss something a bit heavy. So, trigger warning to everyone. We will be discussing sensitive items that involve abuse. So if this is something you feel you cannot handle, we kindly suggest you click away, listen to our other stuff, a little bit lighthearted. We will be so happy to join you with tea there. But for those that are okay to discuss something a bit more sensitive and heavy, we will be discussing items that have to do with abuse and how it can low-key affect you, because we really won't be digging too much into that. But mostly we'll be focusing on the healing portion of it.
Yeah, so today we are going to spill the tea on overcoming trauma of abuse. And as always, a friendly and kind reminder that we are not doctors or mental health professionals. We're just two friends that have gone through life, and we're discussing how to overcome those challenges.
All right. So what we are doing is we're actually getting this information from helpguide.org. We will be linking this down below. It actually had a plethora of information of what does abuse look like, how it affects you physically, psychologically, emotionally. It's how one gets to that point where they feel a certain way. If you are struggling through something regarding this, I highly recommend you to click on the link down below and take a look at it. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's trauma looks very different for all of us. So that's why we're not getting super deep into what it is.
We would need 5 years.
Yeah, it looks very different for all of us. It means something different for all of us, but that nevertheless abuse is abuse. So we want to focus on how to overcome those challenges.
Yes. So, I did wanna discuss a little bit on the impact, very, very, going over the layer of, very shallow, super, shallow. We are scratching the tip of that iceberg, thought of impact on mental health and well-being. Essentially, it can weigh on mental health and a sense of well-being that somebody has. For example, they can feel the guilt or shame. It could wear down on someone's self-esteem, and the person can spend time wondering why they can't just be quote unquote normal or have quote unquote appropriate emotional responses. Perhaps the person might feel isolated, wonder if they're the only person that feels the way they do. In their everyday life, they might avoid places and people that they once loved that brought them the joy because now they make them feel tense or on edge. Scientists actually have done research on this. They say that mental health conditions such as depression can develop following a traumatic experience. And I feel like, yeah, it feels pretty accurate. Would you
I
say?
I agree. I agree. We can touch on that just a little bit. Some of the effects of trauma. The effects of trauma can follow you throughout your life, especially if you don't seek the help from a mental health professional. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about it, but it can disrupt your psychological and physical well-being as well as your relationships. And speaking from my own personal experience, I spent most of my formative years, like teenage years, in a place where it was very close-minded,
Mhm.
and it does affect somebody because those are the years where you're developing who you are. You are trying to figure out what you like, what you don't like, the places, people, like he talks about, um, what feels good, what doesn't, what's normal, what's appropriate. And when you grow up in a place that is very close minded or is very one sided, it does affect the way you view the world. And it does affect the way you even see yourself to a degree. And also, when you're trying to develop who you are, uh, you know, a lot of it was like being shut down, or if I was being too much or like too loud. It's like if you don't fit in specific boxes, then you don't fit in. Then you're not accepted.
Mhm.
So that was very hard because then you start doubting who you are. You start doubting who you are. Like your sense of reality kind of fades away.
Mhm, mhm.
So you start, well, I say you, I shouldn't say you. I'm talking about myself. But it was like yeah, losing the sense of who I was, not actually knowing who I was anymore because now I was trying to just fit in because then I started to feel alienated or isolated to a degree. So I started to just fitting in on those boxes that were put in front of me, and my personality little by little started to kind of fade away.
That's sad. That is literally mental abuse.
It is, and even though it's not as obvious as other types of abuse, it's still abuse nevertheless. And over that, what is it that they call it? CTSP, right? The repetition of a specific
Mhm.
pattern or a specific abuse, it creates a lot of trauma. So being in that environment, it created a sense of trauma because then I couldn't be myself. I couldn't act a certain way because it just
Which is
like
wild
rejected.
because we have, especially in the US, politically speaking, there's like cultures and the way people, okay, they're always done things a certain way, certain cultures.
Mhm.
And then another culture comes by and they're like, no, you have to change everything about yourself. And that did create such a problem for those victims, and essentially that's low key what happened to you because or high key because they're like, "Oh, you're this way. This is your personality. We don't accept it. You need to completely change yourself."
That's it. Yeah, it's like you're too much and we don't like it. And so you need to adapt to who we are instead of embracing the differences.
Which is sad because it helps the world go round. It's unfortunate that people don't look at differences and are like, "You know what? This is different. Let me observe it a little bit, look at the positives that come from it, and be like, you know what? Maybe I can incorporate that into my everyday life to make my life easier or happier or friendlier or insert happy words right here."
Yeah.
And instead of shutting people down, I do feel like psychologically there's so much more there. Again, we don't have the 5 years. I mean, we do, but we're not going to spend 5 years
No, no,
discussing the
no.
psychological issues because they do say hurt people hurt people. The way I hate that saying, I mean, it's true.
I've never heard that
Really?
before.
Hurt people that
Oh,
are
yes.
suffering, like they will hurt somebody else, either physically, emotionally,
Yes.
mentally. And it's like, okay, but also, I feel like that those people that are hurting others, the hurt people have the responsibility to resolve that themselves and not impose it on others.
But not everybody has that mental clarity to do that. Because if you've lived in that environment when that's all you see, that's all you've known, they don't know any better.
I
Which
don't
is
care. They need to resolve it. Fix it.
no,
But in like Michael Jordan is that stop it. Get some help.
yes. No,
It's the most passive aggressive way, but not really.
no, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. But when you don't know any better, when you don't know that those patterns are causing trauma and causing problems on other people that you come across that are different, they don't know that they need to change it.
They knew they had to change it. They knew.
Some people don't.
Some people do because they're taught, hey, you need to like respect others. It's like basic human life. Be respectful.
Yeah,
Love your neighbor.
yeah.
Yeah. They know.
No, but it does. With that, there is the first paragraph we just read. There is a lot of residual guilt and shame, and it does wear you down, and it does create a lot of self-esteem issues. And I can attest to that
Yeah.
because then, if my actual personality, my loud, fun, outgoing personality would come out, and it was not well received, then I started feeling guilty and a sense of shame, like, oh my God, I am too much. I am too much. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm too much.
Am I the drama? I promise I'll stop saying a bunch of memes on here. Like, sorry.
Millennials,
Not sorry.
millennials are its best.
Go
Um,
God.
but so then it created a lot of self-esteem issues for me because then I started again, like I mentioned earlier, fitting in on those boxes. So then I didn't know who I was anymore. And that creates a whole other issue
Yeah.
because then
Identity crisis.
low key, like high key, yes.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you are.
100.
And it's terrible because, again, those are the formative years. So then now I'm in my 20s. Back then, we're
Stop aging us. I am forever 21. The way that that store shut down.
No, I'm sad.
So
Let's not.
disappointing.
Let's not.
I
So I forgot my thoughts. Now I want to go shopping. I want to go shopping now. What is this? So, now in my in my 20s,
Nope.
then I started just
You're now in your 20s?
no, when I said back then,
Oh, okay, sorry. Pardon.
you just aged me. Thank you.
I'm younger there. Okay. Go ahead.
In our minds, we are in our early 20s. Anyways, so then I just stopped recognizing who I was because then I just started liking what everyone else liked. And I started being,
Do you really like it though?
I don't know,
Wow. Okay.
because my reality was compromised. I couldn't tell anymore. And then I was just living in like, they call it high functioning depression
Okay. 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 Okay.
because you know you're not happy,
Okay.
but you still know you have to get through life. So you
Right.
do. And you function just fine. I mean, I never spent time in bed, like I never stopped existing,
Okay.
basically. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always continued. I always did everything I had to do. Was I happy? Not 100%. No, because I was doing what everybody else did, what everybody else wanted, wherever I fit in,
Uh,
and it's not good.
no.
It's just it's no good.
Yeah. Okay. Go back. I totally interrupted
Go back to where?
what you were saying. So you were saying that there were things that you didn't know if you liked them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you were like saying something. Like I totally interrupted you because I was like, wait, did you like it or no? Because you were liking what everyone else liked.
Right.
Yeah. Keep going.
That was I continued my train of thought.
Oh, you did?
Finished
Oh,
it.
wow. Okay. Okay.
No,
Bye.
I went back. I went back to it because I don't know if I did. I there were some things that I did enjoy. Did it bring me true joy? I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think so because I just wanted to fit in so badly, so I
Okay.
just did.
Yeah, I get that.
And it's sad again because the difference of my personality and culture was not 100% welcome because I'm different, and that caused a lot of mental health distress.
You know what they say?
What?
Especially over here because we love tea so much.
What?
You're not everybody's cup of tea because you champagne girl.
Oh,
Hey, yeah. I'll take the champagne here. Thank you for coming to the big city. We love you here. Super excited. Everyone loves her here. Everybody. They're like, oh my God. She's loud. She laughs. She has a personality. She speaks what's on her mind. We love her here. She has been making so many friends, y'all. Like, honestly, the popularity, she's going to a party in the next few weeks, very glamorous party in New York City. I'm really excited for you. You've been like living the life here.
moving to the East Coast was
The best thing she ever did. That's how I feel. But then again, I'm a little biased. So go ahead. Sorry, I won't interrupt anymore. Go ahead. This is about you. Baby girl, go.
we finish each other's sentences. Can you tell we've been friends for almost 11 years? That's just
In a month. 11 years in a month.
literally in a month.
Literally in a month.
In a
I know. Yeah, because it's basically February.
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No,
So, how has moving here affected you?
it's been good. Thank you.
That's it?
I'm just kidding. No, it moving to the East Coast was one of the biggest blessings because again, I mean, I grew up in a big city, but then again, we moved to a small town, like I mentioned during my formative years. So then my perspective changed, my brain changed to a degree, my train of thought changed. And again, then I was in the high functioning depression state where I was just going through the motions, but I did not have real joy. So moving to the East Coast, I mean, it's been a year already. It's been a year,
Yeah, literally.
just a little bit over a year, just a year and like a month ish. But that's been the biggest blessing because I'm able to go to even relearn who I am because, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of stuff that I lost within myself. So go moving here and being on my own and doing things. I mean, I've always done things for myself, very independent since I was little, but actually being on my own away from everything else and starting from 100% scratch has been very eye opening. And if anybody's ever wondering if they should do it, move. just move. Move somewhere. Just do it. Move somewhere because starting from scratch and developing who you are as a person is the biggest gift you will ever give yourself. So yeah, I moved to the East Coast and meeting people. I've, moved now. I'm on my own, like actually on my own. So that has been huge. Doing a bunch of different things that I didn't know if I liked, and now I know that I do because I'm getting to know me. It's like I'm dating me myself.
I have a question. Do you feel that you kind of like healed the inner teenager you? Because before you were told you're not allowed to be this way, but here being in a city where there's more diversity, do you feel like there was a little bit of healing done
A one
or reintroduction? I'm sorry,
reintroduction of
to yourself.
yes, yes to both things, healing and reintroduction who I am because that is who I am, like the loud, outgoing, and I guess unapologetic, right, to a degree,
Hmm.
because
You would almost think you're Colombian.
no way. I would have never guessed. Um, because I lost my train of thought. It happens so
I'm so
often.
sorry. It's my fault. You said that you yes to reintroducing yourself to yourself and yes to healing your inner teenage self.
That's it. Because I like reintroducing myself to myself. That's what I said. Like if it's like if I'm dating myself because I am like, let's go here, see if we like it. And or let's just not because why? I actually don't want to do that. Why would I do that if I don't want to do that? And I
Mhm.
don't have to. And meeting people where I just show up how I am and I don't have to filter who I am and people just love me right off the bat. It's like, wait a minute. I've been diminishing my light for people that actually did not 100% valued who I was. They liked me because I fit their mold,
Mhm.
not because of who I actually was. So being here has been huge for me. Being like, okay, you can be loved, you can be appreciated for who you are, even if you don't fit someone's mold. And
Mhm.
there is no mold here. Like you are your own mold.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's kind of that's our way of doing things.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. And my healing my teenage self, I mean, that's been fantastic because again, doing things, going out and meeting new people and just enjoying myself and having fun and not having to like restrain myself to a degree. Not that I'm going crazy, but like not having to again fit anyone's mold. Like
Filter
it's
yourself.
yeah,
Just be you, happy you, your effervescent self.
that's it. It's
Yeah.
been fantastic.
Well, we're happy to have you here. And I feel that's a great transition to healing from trauma. And essentially, when you do go through abuse, trauma symptoms typically last from a few days to a few months. They gradually fade as you process the unsettling event. But when you are feeling better, you may be troubled from time to time by painful memories or emotions, especially in response to triggers. This could look like an anniversary of the event or something that reminds you of the trauma. I personally have gone through stuff as of late. Feel free to look at all my albums and my singles that I released because I did not know how to handle that in the healthiest way. So that was it. That was the way to handle it because what I went through was absolutely asinine. And even though I am better, it's been a little over 2 years, 2 years.
Mhm.
Some from time to time, sometimes I do get flashbacks of certain things and it does upset me or makes me feel a certain way. And triggers almost panic attacks, which I've handled well. I don't get them anymore, but
Yes, yes, she has handled really well.
thank you. So I can say that it can take a long time. And one thing I had to do was be patient with myself because I was like, I want to get over it right now because I've been through worse, kind of. My father passed away when I was young. That was traumatic. I had to deal with that. So why is this event creating so much more panic in me or creating like taking up more space? And I also didn't want to give kind of my abusers the time because I don't feel like they deserve it because
They
they already
don't.
took so much from me. So I had to deal with being patient in that aspect, and I did need to heal. So sometimes I'm not 100%, I'm way better than I was before, but oh my gosh, I learned
What did you learn?
I have gossip, I have tea.
No tea, gossip,
So
tea time.
today,
Yeah.
I was at the store
No.
with my family,
Uh-huh.
and I saw one of those people that made my life a living hell.
Stop it.
I did, and I was mad.
What?
Yeah, I was mad, a little mad, like, I felt shaky, but I didn't react. and I was fine. I was like, "Okay." And my sister and my mom were there. They were so supportive because they know who this person was. The person was freaking out. It was hilarious. They couldn't look me in the face. They walked around me. I'm like, "Are they gonna say something or not? I don't know." But I was chilling. Like, I was upset, but I didn't feel the need to go talk to them. I didn't feel the need to like, "Hey, you know, and to see how I, like, affected him physiologically was insane.
That is what guilt that's what a guilty person looks
Looks like
like.
100. And they didn't say anything to me, they didn't apologize or anything like that, which, okay, I mean, that would have been the bare minimum they could have done, like, "Hi, how are you doing? I wanna apologize for everything I've ever done or we've ever done for you to you,"
Mhm.
because they didn't do anything for me, as far as I'm concerned, but they didn't. This person didn't do that, but you know, I was really proud of myself because I'm okay. I was like, "All right, like, I'm handling this way better than I anticipated. I didn't black out. That's good."
That that is growth. That is healing. If you ever doubted that you were not healing, today was literally living walking proof that you are healing because old you would have ran out of that store.
Yeah, 100, because I couldn't be able to handle it, but
Yeah.
I just, like, walked there and I was chilling. It was amazing. So,
I love that.
thank you, but it took 2.5 years. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't something like, if this happened 3 months ago, I don't know if I could handle it, Imma be honest with you. But with this person specifically, because I have seen another one of those people that have hurt me in October,
No, I get it. I get it.
and I saw this person and they didn't see me and they were at arm's length away from me, which was wild,
No.
and they didn't see me and I didn't feel angry, I didn't feel upset, I felt so indifferent, which was great because they say the opposite of love is
It's
indifference.
indifference.
Yeah, it's indifferent, and I felt indifferent with this person, and I was like,
That's great.
"Oh, this is great." All I did was I saw the person, I thought, "Ugh, you're so exhausting," and I walked away, like, "I don't wanna deal with you, you're so exhausting." But this person I saw today, they affected me deeper than
Mhm.
the other person, and I was really grateful that I healed, you know what I mean? Or kinda healed.
Yeah.
So, essentially, the point I'm trying to make here is I had to be patient with myself, and I had to allow myself to grieve in order for me to handle what I went through today. And I'm really proud of myself for having handled it the way it did. So,
You should be. I am very proud too. And I know that our listeners are gonna be like, look at her go. They better be. And if you're not, just be kind to us.
yeah.
No, that is what healing looks like. That is it does take time. I mean, we just read it. It takes gradually it fades as you process the events. And it takes a while. I mean, I'm still also trying to let go of some of those old patterns or old feelings that if I don't do certain things or if I don't act a certain way that I'm not gonna fit in, but recognizing that it is okay, I'm actually fitting in just fine. It does help you heal. So get out there if you're not sure, and if you're struggling, just you can do it. We got your back. We support
Yeah,
you.
and it might take time. There's a whole section here which I really liked. If your psychological trauma symptoms don't ease up, which happened to me, right? Or if they become even worse and you find that you're unable to move on from the event for a prolonged period of time, because that's what I felt like. You might be experiencing post traumatic stress disorder, which is PTSD. While emotional trauma is a normal response to a disturbing event, it becomes PTSD when your nervous system gets stuck and you remain in psychological shock, unable to make sense of what happened or process your emotions. I think I was stuck in that for about a year and 8 months, maybe.
Mhm.
And it's unfortunate, but it does happen sometimes. And I had to be kind to myself. But we're going to discuss tips that can help you cope with a sense of grief. With the sense of grief, heal from the trauma and move on with your life. So we're going to do that. We're going to discuss these tips. And hopefully this can help you if you're going through something. So yeah, 5 tips. Okay.
Right. So tip number one, get moving. Trauma disrupts your body's natural equilibrium, freezing you in a state of hyperarousal and fear, as well as burning off adrenaline and releasing endorphins. Exercise and movement can actually help repair your nervous system. So try to exercise for 30 minutes or more most days. If it's easier, 3 10-minute spurts of exercise per day are just as good. Exercise that is something with rhythm, so like walking, dancing, running, swimming, basketball, dancing, any kind of that. And if you can add, or if you like a little bit of mindfulness element, you can do that. Like Try focusing on your thoughts and distracting yourself while you exercise, focusing on your body and how it feels, actually being in tune with yourself, noticing the sensations when your feet hit the ground, for example, or the rhythm of your breathing, or feeling all of the wind on your skin, rock climbing, boxing, weight training. It can make things easier. So you just need to focus on your body movements during these activities in order to avoid an injury. So I do agree with that. They say walking 30 minutes, it's beneficial for you. Again, we're not doctors, so do whatever is best for you and your health.
I can speak from personal experience. I was doing hardcore workouts 2 times a week, an hour each, while I was going through the trauma, after the trauma. And that honestly, that's the only reason why I'm able to control my anger because of what stuff I learned from my workouts.
Right.
So it is very beneficial. Highly recommend 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no, do that. So if you're able to do some exercise every day, do that every day. Try to do some movement, some stretching. That helps out. Again, we're not doctors, we don't know. So do whatever you know that is best for you, whatever feels good for your body. But get some movement. Get some movement. Movement is health. Movement is health.
And now, no, tip number 2, don't isolate. Following trauma, you may want to withdraw from others, especially if your trauma was created by others. Like in my situation, it was multiple people. Um, but connecting to others face to face will help you heal. And this is true. It's scary if it's been other people that have hurt you, but it really can help you heal. You're rewiring your brain to learn that just because you meet someone new or you're connecting with somebody, doesn't mean that they're innately going to hurt you. It's good. It's good for you. So make an effort to maintain relationships and avoid spending too much time alone. With that said, you don't have to talk about the trauma if you can't or don't want to or not ready. Connecting with others doesn't involve talking about the trauma. Sometimes it can make people worse. You have to see how you're feeling. You have to temperature check yourself, and you don't have to share what you went through to every single person you went through. I personally do talk about it more than not because I need to. And I also feel if I vocalize what I went through, I can get a help in a place that I'm least expected. And I will tell you something, people have gone through very similar things as me.
Right.
And a lot of people were afraid to vocalize it because for some reason, everyone blames the victim.
Yeah.
And the victims feel ashamed. I felt for a long time, I felt very ashamed and guilty for nothing I did, actually. Being able to connect with people and people showing you, no, no, like you're actually okay. And this is why you're not an insane human being is super helpful. But did I go into details about everything I went through? No, not everybody. You have to be an intimate friend to know certain things, obviously. But there are some people I met that I didn't bring up anything.
Right.
And I just existed as a human being. So that helps.
And that's all you need sometimes is just to be around people. You don't have to talk about the trauma. You just need to be around somebody. Again, don't not isolating yourself, because being around other people will help you get out of your own mindset and get out of those repetitive loops that your brain loves to do that never shut up sometimes.
Yeah. So it depends on how you're feeling. But if you feel like, no, I really need to discuss this in depth, it's okay to ask for the support. You don't have to go into the details about the trauma itself. But if you have someone to share your feelings with face to face, someone that will listen attentively without judging you, that would be great. This can be a trusted family member, friend, counselor, a therapist, or a clergyman to help you out. I will warn you about something though. I This was a big surprise to me when I was going through everything. There were certain people that I thought I knew really well because we were friends for like years. And I thought like years less than 5. But nevertheless, it was still more than like 1 year,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
People that you
I had like an intimate friendship
as
with,
friends.
and they were part of the healing process to me, which is insane.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is I had some of my friends, who I thought were my friends, start to choose to associate with my abuser. And that was wild to me.
That hurts.
Well, yeah. And it's like they didn't have anything to do with my abuser before, and then they knew about my story, and then they actively started seeking out my abuser, associating my abuser with my abuser. It was really weird. And then they're like, well, they didn't do anything to me. I'm like, okay, I know that. But like, why are you choosing if you see this abuser on the street, don't like attack them, right? But like, why would you Like, it was just really weird.
Like actively choosing to
Associate with them
well,
and then making me feel bad
well
that
that's
they chose to hang out with the person.
well, that's what hurts because I mean, we're not asking you to choose sides and forever ignore other people and like go against them, right? Sometimes you do need that support from your friends. When somebody that hurt you and you tell them what's happened and you do need that support because they're part of your support system, they're part of your healing. Well, they're choosing to just go hang out with the people that hurt you. It's like your feelings didn't matter.
Uh-huh.
That hurts.
And of course, because there's no loyalty there, right? So,
Correct.
essentially, I decided to do some research about that, and apparently it's an actual issue.
Mm.
Who knew, right?
You
And
do now because you did the research. Tell us.
yes. So I really liked a paragraph on medium.com. They said if there are people in your life who still choose to associate with your abuser, it's okay to leave them behind too. You're not being dramatic. You're not asking people to choose sides, which is true, I wasn't. You're not being crazy or unreasonable or any of the other gaslighting words your abuser loved to throw around. You're choosing the best path for yourself to allow yourself to heal properly and fully and embrace the prospect of love once more. And this is love, friendship, kindness. So it's okay to let those people go. I certainly did because I said, "Hey, this is my boundary. I'm not comfortable." They chose to actively associate with these people, so I'm like, "All right." And then they would come at me like, "You need to get over it. You need to be happy. Why aren't you happy? Why don't you choose to be happy?" Sometimes they would tell me that. And I'm
It's
like, "Yeah, but like my issue was like actually really bad."
it's like if somebody breaks a bone and they have a cast on their leg, like their whole leg is casted, and they have to be off of that leg for I don't know 6 months, sometimes 8 months, and they're like, "You need to go walking. You gotta walk, and you can't walk because your whole leg is in a cast. You
Mhm.
can't do that to people, even though like you don't physically see what abuse does to your mental health. It is still very real. It's just like a broken bone or like a burn or any kind of physical ailment.
Mhm. So, I don't know. They were just being stupid. Because I would, like, compare because my situation was it was assaults, like, what is wrong with you? Like, you know? So, it sometimes it does happen, so I decided they were just not suitable to be my friend, obviously, so I just let them go, and they're aware because 'cause I'm very direct, but, it's okay to let go of people that are not gonna be 100% on your side and, like, try to make sure you're okay, like, it's silly. So, just a warning that might happen, it's not you, you're not the problem, it's that person, and, I really looked into it, and essentially, a lot of people do choose a side of the abuser because the situation is just so uncomfortable that they would rather believe a lie than actually confront that this really did happen. Is that wild?
That is awful.
It is awful. And in my experience, those people that have chosen my abuser, they always come back to me. It's always like 6 months later, 8 months later, they come back to me, they're like, "Hey, let's hang out."
Mhm.
And I told them, "No, because you know everything that happened to me. And yet you chose the side of my abuser. So because of that, my morals and values do not align with yours,
Correct.
and I'd rather put that time and energy into, nurturing a relationship with someone that genuinely, views life as I do."
Well,
I've told him that. Some of them
no.
got offended. I'm like, "Go be offended.
Yeah.
It sucks to suck." Like, I don't know what to tell you. That's why I wrote that one song about, what was it? Ours is finished. Nuestro terminó. Lo nuestro terminó.
Mhm.
It's in Spanish for a reason. But that was essentially what it is. It's not about dating like an ex-boyfriend. It was about friends that came so-called friends that came back to my life. And I'm like, I actually laugh sometimes. I'm like, that's actually literally insane. You would think like the first time I hung out with you was already a mistake. The second time will literally be torture.
No. Well, no, it is because like how do you can't trust that at that point.
Mm-mm.
If you already know what happened the first time and what they did, then how can you trust that they won't do that again and they will leave you again? And then that creates a whole other sense of like trauma because then they're abandoning you. That's a whole other podcast topic.
Yeah. So, you know what you can do? Make new friends, which is another tip here. So, if you live alone or far from family and friends, or if you have to drop some friends, it's important to reach out, make new friends. You can take a class or join a club to meet people with similar interests. connect to alumni association, or reach out to neighbors or work colleagues. You can also reconnect with old friends. If you've retreated from relationships that were once important to you, you could put the effort into reconnecting. You could participate in social activities, even if you don't feel like it. If you do normal activities with other people, activities that have nothing to do with the traumatic experience, it could be good for you. Volunteering is also great because you challenge the sense of helplessness that often accompanies trauma by volunteering, helping others. You remind yourself of your strengths and reclaim your sense of power by helping others. Can confirm that's accurate, all those accounts, because I did that.
Mhm.
And you can, if you must, also, because it depends, right? You know your own person. I didn't do this, but because I didn't feel like I needed to, but you can join a support group for trauma survivors.
Mm.
If you connect with others who are, well, I kind of did because when I opened up to my friends, some of them went through that. We discussed it.
Yeah, that does become like a
I take that all back. It actually does help. I didn't physically go to like a group therapy session,
right,
but it
right.
did help. Connecting with others who are facing the same problems can help reduce your sense of isolation, and hearing how others cope can help inspire you in your own recovery. So, that's good. So, the thing is, though, sometimes it can be difficult to connect because you might feel disconnected, withdrawn, and find it difficult to connect with other people. There's some actions you can take before you meet your next new friend. Exercise or move, jump up and down, swing your arms and legs, flail around. Your head will feel clear and you'll find it easier to connect. You also, I feel like that's a way to remember you're present and you're here, which is
Yeah,
important.
you're alive.
Correct. And vocal toning, this I've done sometimes. It really when you're, like, really bad, you feel like you're up in the clouds and not on Earth. I used to do this. Vocal toning is a great way to open up to social engagement. So, basically, what I did was it would be, like, in my own room, and I would sit up and simply make, like, sounds like, because then you remember, like, you're here. Like, you're not dreaming, you're here. Changing the pitch and volume until you experience a pleasant vibration in your voice. I would do opera a lot of times alone
Mhm.
just to, like, tell myself I was here, I wasn't dreaming. 'Cause sometimes I had a hard time comparing being in reality versus a dream. I couldn't tell what I was.
And I get that. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, when you lose your sense of reality, it's scary. So doing having these little tips to help you remember that you are here, yeah, those are fantastic. Um,
So, and that's another thing, though, we need to discuss before we go to the next tip, because when you are in a vulnerable state, emotional state, you need to recognize when someone's out to get you, basically, and how to protect yourself and protect your vulnerability and without being naive about it. So, in my situation, for example, I kind of struggled because I was going through, I didn't know what my reality was. I wasn't sure if I was the problem because I was gaslit so hard and told I was the problem. And I remember I went away. I didn't know anybody in this country I went to, and I made amazing friends there. And this one lady, this amazing friend of mine, I told her everything that happened to me. I don't know why. I didn't want to bring up my trauma when I was away in this country, but I did to this one lady. It was so nice.
right.
And she literally looked at me, she goes, "Yeah, you're definitely not the problem. It was others. You're not the one that created the issue. I can tell by how you're reacting because I've been there, done that, I have seen it. It's not you." And at this point, it had been months since I went through my issues, and she looks at me and she goes, "You haven't repeated the pattern. You're a different person. Like, you're different from what they're saying you are." And
Yeah,
that's true. I'd never repeated the patterns that everyone claimed I was doing. And she said to me, "Don't worry, because those people that hurt you, those people that did what they shouldn't have done to you, their patterns are going to repeat." And let me tell you something, I've been
they
seeing it.
they will get themselves in the same issue that they created for you.
Yeah, with somebody else.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And I've seen it. People that, like, accuse me of being a certain way, and I thought, "Oh my god," or they made me feel like I was the problem, and
Yeah.
I really thought I was the problem, and now I'm seeing it, like, I see pictures, Mafe, of these people because I always find out everything,
Stop it.
and they're doing the
You
same patterns.
got the receipts.
I do, I really do. That to me was very healing too, because 'cause I'm like, "Wow, they are repeating the same stuff," and it's kind of sad because they're imposing their trauma on others, like, there's no need for that, but, like, a little bit of me inside is like, "Go ahead and do it." so then everyone can know who you really are because you're gonna get exposed because they're messing with people that are very loud.
Oh, and it always comes out. Everything always comes out. Like they cannot expect to just continue living life like nothing ever happened. The truth always comes out. We've seen it.
Yeah. So there are 2 articles that we're gonna post. We're not gonna touch on it because it's just so much information. But basically, recognizing malicious intent is really important. Um, you need to see if they are information gathering against you. There's inconsistency with their words, control and drama they push to meet on their terms. They're always involving you in conflicts or creating amplified drama. They do manipulation tactics, guilt tripping, playing the victim, using the silent treatment, which is a form of mental abuse when they don't
Mhm.
get their way or they have like strange patterns. Like weird things seem to happen more often when they're around. So you need to protect yourself and your vulnerability when you're around those kind of people. You have to trust your instincts, set boundaries, build inner strength. So, like, develop skills, confidence, physical and mental toughness. That those things are very important. Strategic communication. So you can be direct, but not overshare. Don't give them ammunition by revealing deep insecurities unless you're with someone truly safe. Seek support. Talk to those that you know you can trust. So doing this will reduce shame and provide clarity to the situation and limit your exposure from these people. We're actually going to go ahead and put in 2 articles. One's from BetterHelp, which I know they're kind of weird right now, but we found that 7 signs of manipulative behavior. It was good. And we also have how to recognize if someone is manipulative, thriveworks.com. So if you're not sure what to look for and you're in a emotional or mental vulnerable state, those items are going to help you.
So number three is to self-regulate your nervous system. No matter how agitated or anxious or out of control you may feel, it is important to know that you can be in control of your emotional, like your nervous system, and you can calm yourself down. Not only is going to help you relieve the anxiety associated with the trauma, but it will also help you have a greater sense of control. So things you can do is mindful breathing. If you're feeling disoriented, confused, or upset, practicing mindful breathing is a quick way to calm yourself. Simply take 60 breaths, focusing your attention on each out. Um, 60 breaths. I that
60,
that
0.
60. That is a lot. So there is one
They
that
pass out.
no, because you're breathing in and out.
Oh,
But
like, but not fast. Don't
no,
hyperventilate, guys.
no, there is one that I've done that really helps. That you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4 seconds, and then you breathe out for 4 seconds. So it's easy to remember 4 4 4. So when you're in a very tense situation or your anxiety is rising up, just breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for four, and then just exhaling for 4 seconds. That really helps. Another one is the sensory input. If there is a specific sight, smell, or taste that it makes you feel calm instantly, or like petting an animal, or listening to music, if it suits you, because we all respond to sensory input a little bit different. So experimenting with different quick stress relief techniques to find out what works best for you, so you can help yourself and help regulate. The other thing was staying grounded. So feeling in the present, more grounded, like sit on a chair. So feeling your feet on the ground and your back against the chair, look around and pick 6 objects that have red or blue in them. Notice how your breathing gets deeper and calmer. I've done that one, but when I'm sitting down and it's your 5 senses, right? So what can you smell? And describing that smell, what can you see like directly in front of you? Describing that in detail. What can you taste at the moment? Like if you had a certain food or if you were drinking coffee, if you're chewing gum. What can you hear? And that one really helps because you have to focus besides what's around you. And sometimes you can even hear the birds outside or the cars driving by. And what can you feel? Like what is around you that you can touch and describing how that feels like. That one grounds you and brings you right back to reality. The last little bit on that says to allow yourself to feel what you feel when you feel it. So acknowledge your feelings about the trauma as they rise and have to accept them. Don't
Faster you accept them, the easier your life will be. I promise you that.
yeah, don't try to ignore them or shit or pressing them suppressing them down because then it all comes back out and explodes and you don't want that. So acknowledging them, feeling them, and then just letting them be. Let them go. Just let them go. Let them go. But in your own time.
Thanks for being so supportive.
We don't push anybody here. We don't rush anybody. We go with the flow. We allow healing to come as it comes. And when you see the little things, it's beautiful to see that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for your healing.
And I'm proud of you for your healing and journey.
Bye, thank you.
You're welcome. Chiquis are proud of you for your healing journey.
Chickies are proud of you for your healing journey. So nice. So much support
So
all
much.
the time.
All the time. But guess what? Guess what, Chiquis?
What? Tell them.
No, you tell them.
You
You do it so much better.
It's tea time.
Tea time.
Tea time is when we answer one question that has been submitted to us by one of our listeners.
And today's question was sent to us by Anonymous. Thank you so much, Anonymous. So kind of you.
So kind.
So kind. And the question is, what is your get me out of here moment? And I'm like, oh, this is great. So we discussed this like fully because we're like, okay, get me out of here means like 1,000 things. And I did not ask for specifics because I was like, So we kind of decided to divide into 4 different things. We decided to divide it into get me out of here moment at work, relationship, embarrassment, and friendship. So we're
The
going,
basics of life.
yeah. So we're going to first begin with work. What is your get me out of here moment from work? Nothing. What is yours?
Well, my get me out of here was when I was working at an office. This was many, 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 many years ago.
Not really. She's like not even 40.
Many, 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 many.
Many months ago.
I'm not even nowhere near 40. Like,
She's
why?
forever 21.
Forever 21. My get me out of here work moment was when I worked for a medical office that is no longer operating for that reason. And I had my medical license, for something specific. And I found out that one of the administrators was signing on behalf of the doctor. So the test and the studies that we were performing, they needed to be signed by the doctor in order to be submitted for insurance purposes and all kinds of other things. And I found out that this administrator was signing on behalf of the doctor without the doctor actually reviewing those documents
Eesh.
in those tests. And I was like, "Get me out of here."
That's fraud.
That's fraud. I could go to jail too. I could go to jail.
Everyone could go to jail.
Everybody go to jail. So that day I found that out, I went in for my shift. And after my shift, I wrote and I printed my resignation letter.
Like, peace out.
And I printed it
I'm about.
at the work site. And I left my key and I left it on my desk and I left.
Good for you.
But like,
Hey,
I was like,
hey.
"Get me out. I'm done." Tell us yours.
My get me out of here moment at work was I was working for the bank and my bank manager, was doing things that were very illegal. And I got her in trouble for it.
You did?
I did. And I didn't know they were illegal. I found out because I was in college and I took a business ethics class. And I learned that what she was doing was actually very illegal in a federal way, not just state. So I called her out on it.
But
Yeah, she got really mad. So
she got mad?
obviously,
The audacity. Where'd she find that audacity? Where'd she get it?
in her bag apparently because she had it like
Just carrying it all along.
all along. So she got really mad, and I was 22, man. Like I was so young.
Which was like 2 years ago.
Yes, it's actually didn't happen yet because I'm forever 21. That's next year.
It's happening this year, this month.
So she got really mad at me, and I don't know how she did it, who helped her, but she was able to pretend or fake that I stole $10,000. I know. You could go to jail for that.
Yeah.
No, it was actually really bad. And
Get me out of here.
she then got me in her little office. This man interrogated me over the phone, like some high, I don't know what he was. And then they decided they were going to let me off the hook. She was just trying to scare me. She thought she had all this control over me. I quit. I'm like, rah, we done.
We out of here.
Out.
Get me out of
And
here.
I told her and I quit and I left that day. I didn't give 2 weeks notice, nothing.
I wouldn't either.
Why would I? Like, literally, I could get in trouble in those 2 weeks. So I said, no, I'm done. And she got so upset at me. She started crying. And I was like, well, that's what you get. So,
No, she got that.
yeah,
She saw that coming. No.
no.
Good day, ma'am.
Good day. So, what is your get me out of here moment when it comes to relationships?
I don't want to talk about this.
Do it.
I'm joking. So, I mean, there is a lot of stuff that's happened, and we're not gonna get into it. But my latest get me out of here moment.
I love this so much. This story is awesome.
No.
Please tell them. It was the best.
So I don't want to talk about this.
It's a funny story.
Okay. So my recent one get me out of here. I met this guy, very cute, cute, calm, collected,
Kind.
charming, kind,
Yeah.
Chevalier,
Cavalier.
Cavalier. Thank you, my English teacher. And I thought everything was great. I thought there's something there. And then come to find out he's a minor.
Jailbait. But you learn to find out immediately how old they are. You don't wait weeks.
A minor. It was only like a handful of times anyways, and it was always in like, public setting.
You find out in 24 hours. That's what
Of course I learned my lesson, but I'm like, you is a minor, I am out of here. Immediately get me out of here. I bounced like I disappeared. He's out. I faded away. Like I faded so quick. Listen, Forever 21, but
that is of age 21. It's not a minor.
no, like I am Forever 21. I clearly look good, but he and mine, I'm out. I said peace
Of
out.
course.
I was a goner.
So for me, my get me out of here moment in a relationship. So I was in a committed relationship. We were discussing marriage actually.
Mhm.
And I think we were video chatting and he wanted to change shirt, like t-shirt. And accidentally his undershirt went with him. So I saw him shirtless, which is not a big deal because he's a guy.
Mhm.
I freaked out and I'm like, ew. And that's how I know I had to cut it.
Immediately, the moment you say ew when you see them,
That is bad. Like,
that's terrible. That is terrible.
so what's your get me out of here moment embarrassment?
Oh my God. So when I was young, I'm sure that this soup is fantastic now as an adult if I were to have it. But my grandma had made this soup and I was a kid. I was a very young kid. I don't even know how I was little. And she fed me this soup and I did not want to eat it. I did not like it. And I was eating it very slowly. And I waited for my grandma to leave the kitchen dining area, vicinity area. And I got up so quick with my plate and I went to the kitchen because I went to pour the soup back in the pot so I could pretend I had finished it. My grandma was sneaky. She knew what I was doing. She saw me get up with my little soup bowl. And then she came into the kitchen immediately. And then as she came into the kitchen, I had just taken the lid off of the pot. And she looked at me and said, "Would you like some more? I'll serve it to you. Here, I got you." I could not tell her no. I did not have the guts to tell her I didn't like it.
It's grandma. Grandma will smack you.
Like, get me out of here. So guess what? I had to have 2 cups of soup.
2 extra portions. That's so funny. So for my embarrassment moment, I don't embarrass as an adult. We will discuss this in depth. I'm like, yeah, we actually don't have embarrassing adult stories because we have all the audacity. So we do not care, no
100.
shame. So when I was a child, I went to like it was like an indoor amusement park thing for children, like arcades, stuff like that. And I was with a big group. I think it was like 12 people, like adults, kids, parents, kids, legal guardians of sorts. And I really wanted to do an arcade game. And I grabbed my dad's hand and I pulled and I said, Daddy, Daddy, I want to play that one.
No!
And my daddy wasn't reacting. And I looked up and it was like a 14-year-old kid with all these pimples. He was mortified. I was mortified. Oh my gosh. And then I turned around and all the 12 group of people were cracking up, laughing at me.
No.
Even my daddy.
Mom, Dad, he left. Get me out of here.
Get me out of here. And then the last one, what is your get me out of here moment when it comes to friendship?
When it comes to friendship, my get me out of here moment was when I opened up to a close friend and I would tell her every time I needed actual help, I would actually vocalize that it was not a guessing game. Again, we are very direct people. So it was not a guessing game. And I would actually say, "Hey, I actually need you today. I need help because I'm going through something. I need your support." And she would ghost me. She would ghost me like every time I actually open up and need it. that kind of support. She would take days to get back to me. And that's when I needed the heart to heart. And I would tell her. She would ghost me. I said, get me out of here. We done. It was awful.
Yeah, no, that is very abusive, actually. And then my get me out of here moment in friendship. So the thing is, I've had really weird ones, and not enough time has passed where I can vocalize it comfortably. But I do have one situation that I'm going to vocalize. So Eric and I were friends with this couple, and we were really supportive of them. Okay, and they had a quick marriage in court, whatever.
Yeah.
So they never had like the whole white wedding dress, family,
Yeah.
music, that whole thing. So they decided to throw one. It wasn't even on their anniversary. I don't know why they did it when they did it, but Eric and I were really supportive. Like, I went with the bride. We went to go cake tasting and everything.
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, we were close. And I ended up picking up their wedding cake picking them up in my car and bringing it to the location, to the venue. So I don't know what got into this person's head, the groom's head. I think he was drunk. He was like, no, I don't know if he even remembers. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he does, but he was drunk and he was talking to me and Eric. Would you believe me if I had told you
What?
the groom hit on me on his wedding day?
No, absolutely not.
He hit on me. It was bad.
Did you get out of there?
Heck yeah, well, not right away because Eric and I were really stunned by it. They had, like, an after party. We went to the after party, but very shortly afterward, we decided that that's because we were just so uncomfortable. I really wanted to stay friends with the bride, though, because she was really nice, but we were no longer interested in keeping it, like, a couple thing,
No, you
obviously.
can't at
You
that point.
can't,
You can't.
because what do they say? Drunk people and children, they say the truth, right?
Correct.
So, I wanted to be friends with the bride, but she, like, after the wedding and everything, but she, like, was always busy all of a sudden and, like, was really being curt with me. And I asked her, I said, "Are we good? Is everything okay?" And she kept saying, "Yeah, we're fine." So I was like, "Okay." And this is now me inventing it in my head. Like, this is the gossip part. I don't know if this is true or not, but I personally feel that he probably said something to his wife, like me hitting on him on his wedding day, which, come on, like, seriously, it's actually quite insulting. Then, and I really love my husband, but, like, ew. So I think he must have said something to his wife, like, "Oh, she hit on me," or something, because never again did this woman ever wanna hang out with me, and I've ran into her, like, 3 times since then, and she's always with a friend. I don't know if it's the same girl, I can't tell, but, like, because I don't remember, like, that girl had a really forgettable face.
I don't know. I don't know if
You never saw them. But, like, the girl and the bride, they just look at me with some weird faces, and I'm like, "Okay," and sometimes they, like, it looks like they kiki looking at me, and I'm like, "Alright, y'all can, like, kiki all you want, but little do you know that your groom hit on me on your wedding day."
that's terrible.
Yeah, so that was awful. So that friendship, get me out of here. We like, I really wanna be friends with a girl. Like, it's so hard to find adult friends as an adult.
Oh, it really is.
And
Yes.
and I really liked her. She was so funny, but at the end of the day, it was the best thing because looking back at it, I do see how it was a bit toxic for me. But bruh, well, not just the groom, obviously, just with her, it was a little toxic.
Oh, it's toxic for everybody at that point. You can never trust
No,
that,
we're done.
man. No,
So,
that's terrible.
but yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up the tea time portion for today. Thank you for submitting the question. We appreciate the support.
And so tip number 4, take care of your health. Having a healthy body can increase your ability to cope with the stress of trauma. So how do you do this? Get plenty of sleep, which is so difficult sometimes because you don't want to sleep. But lack of quality sleep can exacerbate your trauma symptoms and make it harder to maintain your emotional balance. So try to go to sleep and get up at the same time each day. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. It is easier said than done, but just do your best. Avoid alcohol and drugs. They can worsen your trauma symptoms and increase feelings of depression, anxiety, and isolation. And also, I feel like you could become addicted to them.
You can, because if you're using them to suppress your feelings, then anytime you feel those feelings, then you immediately associate those feelings with alcohol or with a drug. And then you become addicted to that because you want to suppress it. So you want to be very mindful.
Yeah. Eat a well-balanced diet.
Get
So
your veggies.
yeah, eating small, well-balanced diets throughout the day or meals throughout the day will help you keep your energy up and minimize mood swings. Avoid sugary and fried foods and eat plenty of omega-3 fats like salmon, walnuts, soybeans, and flax seeds to give your mood a boost. And reduce stress. Try relaxation techniques, meditate, yoga, deep breathing exercises. Schedule time for activities that bring you joy, such as your favorite hobbies. I did a lot of spa days with my friends. That was nice beach.
I love the spa. I love, for me, painting. Painting is my outlet. And because the moment I am in the zone, I lose 3, 4 hours at a time easily. And it's
Mhm.
so nice because your brain finally stops spinning and it's just so great. The spa is also lovely. I love the spa.
Yeah, I mean, I also created album now that I think about it, because I really did, because I was trying to heal, right?
Yeah, that's part of your outlet. That was your way
Um,
of coping.
yeah, there's many ways. There's many ways people can try to do something that makes you happy and focus just the energy and time on that. Sometimes just these little things, which are very impactful, aren't enough. So you might have to seek therapy. We won't really go into that because this podcast is very long right now. But if you want to take a look at helpguide.org, they will discuss when to seek professional treatment for trauma, trauma therapy, helping a loved one deal with trauma. So maybe you know somebody that's going through something. I ended up asking Eric, my husband, because he lives through me being abused and trauma and everything. And I asked, I was like, if you have anything you want to share, like advice for someone that might know a loved one going through something, and his literal answer was to give them what they need. Give the victim what they need, whether it be support, um, any kind of support, talking, distraction, just be there and give them what they need. So, honestly, like I was looking at helping a loved one deal with trauma, and they do mention that. Like it pretty much is like give them what they need.
Well, and not pressuring them because we all deal with things different in our own ways, in different ways.
But he didn't say no pressure. He just give them what they need. So
No, no, I know, but like just letting them talk about it and deal with it at in their own time, and not putting any sort of pressure at anything at all. Because if you know that they're struggling, that's fine. They will talk about it or come to you with whatever they need at the moment they need it. So I agree with everything he said, and being there, being present. If all they need is to sit, for you to sit with them and watch a movie, then you do that.
yeah,
That's all they need.
give them what they need when they need it.
Bring some chocolate while you're at it.
Not all. What if they're allergic?
Bring their
Bring them
favorite,
happy things. That's it.
their favorite whatever.
Snack. Their favorite snack. Well, we discussed all 4 tips. Hopefully that, you can find something that helps you if you are going through a traumatic situation or trying to overcome abuse. Our hearts sincerely do go out to you. It is tough, but you're not alone, and we love you, and you have support.
So that is it for our podcast today. Thank you so much for listening. We sincerely hope you liked it.
We would love to know what you thought about our episode, so please feel free to leave a comment. Well, that's it for our reunion. It was really nice to be with you guys for season 3. Unexpected surprise for everybody involved. Thank you so much for listening, Chiquis. We really are honored. It's been a privilege. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your everyday life. Okay, bye.